Welcome back, everybody. I'm Giles, and today we're going to talk about some upcoming home theater upgrades that I want to share with you guys and see if I'm going down the right path or not. I'm curious what your opinions are. But these are some big changes. Big changes. So stick around, and I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing.
Before we get started, if you're into tech, hi-fi, or movies, be sure to push the subscribe button for new weekly videos.
All right, folks, so let's start with a quick level set for folks that might not be familiar with the channel, with the theater, and what I've got going on. So the theater is, gosh, what is it? It was a 7-5-4 theater. So 7 bed channels. So this is all Stark sound. You can see the ICH 5 towers, that center, and then the on-wall stuff back here, all in that pretty blue. Then in the back, we've got a couple of Per-Listen D15Ss, the original sub from those guys. There's another sub back there that is gone now. And up front, we've got a couple of RBH dual 12-inch sealed boxes with subs. This KEF 15-inch sub is going back as that it's only on loan. I don't get to keep that bad boy. Then up in the ceiling, we've got Stark Sound IWH3 in walls. And then, gosh, what else? 98-inch screen. I used to have a projector up there. I don't know if you can see the dirtiness on the ceiling where I covered up the power and whatnot. And that projected down to a anamorphic 241 screen down here. But I've replaced that with a 98-inch TCL. And hopefully that'll upgrade in the future to a 115 or a 116 or maybe a LED, micro LED wall, something like that. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to talk about today is this stuff, these guys, right? So it's time to make some changes in the subwoofers, right? And these are 24-inch behemoths. This is a stereo integrity. And then I've also got a couple of the new Celestion 24-inch drivers. And I'll have all the model numbers and everything down in the links below so you can check that stuff out. But the idea is to get enclosures for these one way or another and get these going in the room. And I just got to figure out exactly how I want to do that. I do have the speaker power amplifier that I plan to use with the stereo integrity sub. And I'm planning to use a GSG enclosure that I think is finished for those guys, or for that guy. And hopefully I'll get that soon. Then I'll have the bits and pieces I can put together. For the Celestion, I never know how to say it correctly. These two 24s, I got to figure out what I want to do for enclosures there. Maybe I talk to GSG and do 2 more matching enclosures for those guys and put them in the back over here. Because I think that's really the only spot that I'll be able to put these subs, right? Because there's just not enough space underneath that screen and stuff. It's just, it's just too tight to try and get 24s under there. It's not happening. So let's take a walk through. And then here's the microphone for the Trinov, and then we'll take a quick peek in here. It's kind of dark, but I think you can get the gist. So down here at the bottom, we got the altitude 16 and the amplitude amplifier. Then we've got the Mad VR, which used to be top of the line, and now it's the old model laser disc player. Then moving up to the old Strato S Kaleidoscape. I've got a Strato V, but I use it upstairs. If I had another Strato V, I would put it in here for sure, and I need to do that. So anybody want to buy a Strato S? It's got storage, and then a disc spinner there. So that's what we've got doing. And I'm actually, I've got a NVIDIA Shield in here too, but I just stream mostly out of the television now, which is, kind of crazy, I guess you'd say, but man, it works. I've got eARC coming through the wall back here, plugged into the turn-off down there. Okay, anyway, so that's that. And I want this to be as simple as possible. So really, I'll just use 2 sources. I'm going to use the TV as a streamer and then the Kaleidoscape for movies. And that's it. I haven't put a disc in a long time. So anyway, so back here, you can see the 2 D15Ss, some Venom power distribution, which is a fancy power strip. Pretty cool. So I'm thinking, since I have Trinov, see, there's a microphone. I can totally do this. I can have enough subs to waveform. So maybe these two subs go up here. So I'll pull out one of those little pieces of furniture under the center, have one piece under the center, and then directly to the left of the center and directly to the right of the center. I think these two D15Ss will fit. I'll have to measure and make sure they're not too tall, but I think they're just fine. Still have the dual 12s on the left and right, so I'll have 4 subs across the front, and then I'll put the stereo integrity in the center here with the Celestons or Celestions on either side of that. I'll have a speaker power amp for this guy, and then somewhere in here I've got a 4-channel that I can bridge to 2-channel amplifier that I can power the other 2 subs with. And I've got, I think, all the cabling I need for this stuff in the walls. I might have to run more XLRs up here, or maybe I've got RCAs that I can just use with this guy. I'm not sure, but I'll figure that out. But that's what I'm thinking from a subwoofer point of view. So what do you think? Am I just smoking crack now? Does that seem reasonable? Then I would have 7 bed channels, and I really don't need more than that in this room. I have 1 row. 4 at most. I really don't need more than that because I've got 1 row. This room is small too. And then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 subwoofers, of which 3 are 24-inch, which is a lot. I mean, that's a lot. So that's what I'm thinking. And I'm curious, what do you guys think? Is that a good idea? A bad idea? I don't see how it could be a bad idea, but maybe there's something I'm just not thinking of. Now, some other things I want to do. I want to do a little more work on the remote here, and I've got most of the IP drivers going, but I can't make it work so far with my TV very well. And I guess that's because who has a high-end theater with a 98-inch TCL TV using this kind of remote control? I think probably just me, right? I think I'm the only one. So I got to figure that out. And then I got some more stuff I got to move out. Like I got a set of 3 LCRs that we got to move out of this room, clean up a little bit. But let's look at this 24-inch. I'm going to take one out of the box here for you so you can see what that looks like. I took this first one out of the box, and these were air mailed to me, and they were not handled very well at all in the mail. And I think they are intended to be pallet shipped. These were not. These were flipped mercilessly end over end over end over end as they were shipped. FedEx, I think it was, did they were not gentle at all. But this guy seems like he survived okay. I haven't tested him, but it looks like he was okay. I actually haven't tested the stereo integrity, but it was packaged much better. I mean, it was, well, you can watch the unboxing video for that to see how that was packaged, but it was really nicely packaged on a pallet. Really, really good. Of course, the price difference between this and this is significant. Again, follow the links down below. But let's do a quick unboxing on this guy. And I think the shipping materials on the inside got mangled up pretty bad, but we'll see. I'm just excited to get these in boxes. But let's pull this guy out of the box. All right, we got these. Okay, we have cardboard panels on top that come out pretty easily. And we have a piece of plastic covering the top. And then we're down to the speaker. And it's got more cardboard vertical braces that are still intact, but look a little worse for wear. So I'm going to see if I can just pick this up, move them over there. It's a Neo magnet, so it's actually not very heavy. Ooh, it's got a little heft. The remainder of what's going on here. So shipped on a pallet, I think this would be fine. Shipped singly, floating around, bad idea, I think. Not a good idea, even if it's not a bad idea. All right, so let's take a close look at the speaker and see how it looks. Now, checking the speaker out, cone looks good. Dust cap is nice. no punctures, obviously. The terminals still nice and solid, working. So I think it weathered the travel just fine. Looking pretty darn good right there for us. That brings us to the end of the video, and the question is, am I making a big mistake? A big triple 24-inch mistake, or is this the right path to go down? So I'm curious what you think. Would you put these 324s in the back? Would you configure things now that you've seen it in a different way? What would you do? So let me know. Other than that, remember, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things. See you guys in the next video.